everyone, it's Stephanie and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm here to talk about Paradais by Fernanda Melchor, translated from the Spanish by Sophie Hughes. This is a novella length book. It's about 112 pages, and I knew it would be brutal going into it, but I didn't realize just how brutal and disturbing and unsettling this book would be. I finished it yesterday morning, and I have not been able to stop thinking about it. It's living rent-free in my head, and it's just one of those books that's going to stay with me. I don't know if that's positive or negative, but there you go. So in this book, we follow two main characters. One is Polo, and he works at this gated community paradise full of rich people who have no cares in the world. Polo is extremely poor, absolutely no money, horrible familial circumstance, and just really has no prospects of getting anywhere despite his desire to. He's just very much stuck due to the perfect storm of circumstances. We also follow Franco, aka Fat Boy, and he comes from a wealthy family. He's addicted to pornography, and he has absolutely no desire to better himself, no motivation to do really anything except obsess over this middle-aged woman who lives in paradise with her TV star husband. And Polo and Franco develop a kind of friendship, and from the very beginning we see Franco graphically and constantly talking about how he wants to sleep with this middle-aged woman, and Polo is really just there because Franco provides alcohol, and that's Polo's escape from everything. And it really, really, really escalates from there. You kind of know where the story is going from the very beginning, and I feel like that's not really the point of the novel. I feel like the point is the exploration of poverty and circumstances and these two boys' lives and the hell that they're in, ironically, while being around paradise. And one thing that just really stuck out to me was this is just really written in blocks of text. There's not really any kind of break. It's separated into three kind of sections or acts, but it's all just text blocks. And it kind of reminded me of word vomit, for lack of a better term. I feel like this book just hits the ground running, and it just keeps ramping up, and it's very anxiety inducing. It made me think about some of my poetry classes in college. We learned that whenever you have short lines in poetry, you tend to read those slowly and kind of savor them, whereas when you have very long lines in poetry, you read them faster because it pushes you to the next line to go faster. And that really struck me while reading this. It's just huge blocks of text, and because you're dealing with such an intense topic and it's just ramping up, the lines are so long, and it's just forcing you to keep going and going and going, and it won't let you up. And I read it in one sitting. I couldn't put it down. I was horrified. There are so many disturbing things in here. And my first thought when I finished it was, I did not like that. But the more I think about it, I don't want to use the word enjoy, because I really did not enjoy my experience reading it, but I very much appreciate what Melchior did with this. And it's not really a horror novel, but I feel like she uses different elements to talk about horrific things. She uses sex kind of as gore, and even though she isn't very overly descriptive with flowery writing, her words are very purposeful and really just pack a punch. And I am a very, very visual reader, so the things she talks about were just so hard because I could see it in my head as I was reading it on the page. Scenes of people, like, you can hear them being tortured, and we see people get murdered and robbed, and there's just so many horrible things in here. And this really looks closely at masculine rage, toxic masculinity, desperation, just feeling so stuck and not having any way to get out that you just do the most desperate act you can think of to try to better your circumstances when you normally would not even consider doing, XYZ. Definitely a novel that I don't think I will ever reread again, but it's definitely going to stick with me, and it provided a lot of food for thought and thinking about my life, the people I've met, and just very kind of genius, honestly. It's very unsettling, it's very disturbing, but it's so very masterful. The prose is wonderful, even though the topics are horrific. And if it sounds interesting, I recommend it. I don't think I would really recommend it to anyone offhand because there's so many trigger warnings, and I really feel like this is one where you really have to be in the right mindset and be prepared. I feel like this can be extremely triggering for a lot of different reasons. And if you have any questions about specific trigger warnings, I'll be happy to answer your questions. I don't really want to spoil anything because it's so short. So yes, I've been wanting to read Hurricane Season, and I've heard that one is even better than this one. I'm definitely going to wait a while before I read it, because I've heard that one is also very brutal. But overall, I don't even want to rate this because it's so hard, but it's very unsettling. But I'm just in awe of what she has done with this. And I just had to sit there in my thoughts for a little bit when I was done with it to kind of process everything. So, have you read this? If so, please let me know, or do you think you might want to pick it up? Let me know. If you'd like to leave an emoji, leave a red or pink emoji of your choice down below. As always, if you liked this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and click the subscribe button if you'd like. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time.